there's just one question that I actually got asked quite a few times. A couple people, emails, DMs, stuff like that, asked me to kind of talk about this, and I guess it's because I would be kind of an expert at this. And I made a video about this a long, long time ago. It's not on the internet anymore. So I figured I would address this again and kind of, there's a couple new tips too. And, just, kind of go over this with you. I think I'm a good person to give you advice on this. And that is how to deal with drunk people. Advice to dealing with drunk people. I'm the perfect person for this advice because I like to party, right? So I get it. I feel like I have a good perspective on this. And I do have some things I always do, and I think they work, Us as DJs, we're in the market. Drunk people are part of our job. Let's be honest. There's obviously situations where as a DJ, you don't run into drunk people at all. But especially if you're a mobile DJ and you do clubs and, any type of events, there's almost always alcohol involved, and it's a big part of our job. And I think, this is something that at first there's no real book on this. So it's kind of hard to you kind of have to develop your own techniques kind of as I did. If you don't drink yourself, good for you. But it's definitely harder for you to kind of understand things from their perspective. And, you can definitely have less patience and all that. So I wanted to give you guys some really solid tips, whether, you're good at this or not. I think you'll be able to take something away from this to kind of help you along when you're dealing with, I'm talking drunk people, okay? And we're going to prevent all kinds of accidents. We're going to prevent a lot of drama, all that stuff, all right? So listen up. Tip number 1, you got to remember they're drunk. Person comes up to you and they're drunk. Remember to back of your head that they're drunk. What are the symptoms of being drunk? You might be a little disoriented, maybe really happy, maybe a little annoyed, whatever you're feeling is kind of amplified, right? You have less judgment. That's the number one thing that, drinking takes away, judgment, making judgment calls, all that stuff. You talk louder, especially when music's playing. They're going to be yelling, when they're not really yelling, all that. Just remember they're drunk and be patient with them. I think a lot of people, they don't have a lot of patience for drunk people. A drunk person comes up, they roll their eyes, they're like, oh, what? And they're kind of aggressive and kind of have their guard up when it comes to drunk people. And I think that's a bad idea because drunk people are unpredictable. Everybody's different when they're drunk. Some people are happy drunks. Some people are sad drunks. Some people get really pissed off. Some people can have any one of those emotions depending on what they're drinking that night. Maybe they're crazy on tequila and chill on gin. You never know what they're drinking that night. There's so many variables. So I say always, and I say this with everything, stack the deck in your favor. Just remember they're drunk and be patient because you never know what you're dealing with, okay? You never know. They could be a crazy drunk, girl or guy. They could go nuts. So remember who you're dealing with. Now, let's say they come up to you for whatever reason, right? Most likely a song request. This is most likely, when we deal with drunk people is for song requests, right? So they come up. First thing you got to do is you got to watch their hands, watch their drinks, watch their feet even, okay? Watch everything. Watch right away. Keep an eye out. Don't just basically stare into their eyes and really listen to what they're saying. Make sure in your peripherals, you're watching what they're doing, where they're placing their drink, where they're waving their hands or where they're stepping, all that stuff. Remember that they're drunk. Remember that they're, their motor skills might be off. Their judgment's off. They might put how many drunk people comes up and puts a glass right on my furniture right next to, what I mean? It's just dude, you don't even have a coaster. What are you doing? My mother would smack the shit out of you for this, let alone there's mad expensive equipment right here, They don't have good judgment, right? You got to watch that sort of thing. You're going to prevent a lot of bullshit as long as you're kind of watching their whole, all four extremities and what they're doing with them, just to make sure drinks or, they're not stepping on the wrong thing, knocking your cords out, that sort of thing. So make sure you watch them the entire time. Look at a drunk person differently than you would look at a normal person, Trust me, you'll be surprised because there's been a couple times where a drunk person caught me off guard, knocked my whole power out. I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, oh, I should have been watching you because you're wasted. I should have known you're going to do this. You know what I mean? And you kind of kick yourself in the ass about it. My second point, or third maybe, whatever. My next advice, don't say no. Don't say no to drunk people. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it statistically, okay? Let me explain. You see, you have a 52% 50% chance of them forgetting what the fuck they asked you in the first place. You know what I mean? I mean, let's be honest. It depends how drunk they are, right? If they're quote unquote blackout drunk, you know, or they're at the edge or they're close, then they're going to forget they're going to forget they even came up to you. Okay. They might come up twice and think they only came up once. That happens too. But generally speaking, they ask you for something and you don't want to play. They ask you, for, can you play Godsmack? Can you play Lamb of God? I really want to hear this one song, Well, just be like, yeah, man, I'll get it on for you in a little bit. Do the fib thing. Yeah, I'll try and get it on for you a little bit. Yeah, probably in a little bit. Just nod your head. You could say, I'll try to get it on for you. You don't have to definitively say yes, I will play the song no matter what. But just be, like nod your head. Don't, the worst thing you could do is be like, no, I'm not playing that. That song sucks. No, I'm not playing that. I think some people realize people are drunk and then they have this guard up and they're just like, no, I'm not. I've seen it happen. Okay. And again, you're playing with fire. You don't know how this person could react. It's a way safer bet with drunk people just to say yes, okay? Know that you have the 52.4% chance that they're going to forget anyway. And if they don't, whatever, you deal with it later. You keep giving them excuses, whatnot, but you're still yesing them to death. They can't get mad at you. Eventually, after 2 or 3 times, that percentage of them forgetting goes way up, So the cards are in your favor. Let's be honest. You will get, a pretty intelligent drunk person every once in a while that has a great memory for some reason. Maybe they, eat a lot of oats or something, vitamin E, whatever helps your memory. Maybe they do that when they're not drunk. And so when they're drunk, they just totally remember. I've had drunk people come up to me 4 or 5 times for the same thing. I'm like, damn. And you kind of deal with it. But I'm just saying this is the best way. Okay. At the end, after 5 times, if they start getting a little irritated with you, say, well, why haven't you played my song yet? Just be like, be honest, I'm not going to have time today. I'm really sorry. And that's when you can kind of say no and kind of deal with it. But people that remember all 5 times, they're going to handle it probably a little better than someone who would just forget. They'll handle no a little better because they obviously aren't that drunk if they're remembering that. If you're blackout, you're blackout. Okay? The next thing, put them to work. Not a lot of people do this, okay? You got to put drunk people to work. See, the thing with drunk people is they love assignments. Drunk people love missions, generally. There's no absolutes, okay? But generally, drunk people love assignments. They love missions. Put them to work. If they request a song that's a kind of little out there, right? But you still can make work, you think, or maybe it's a good request. Don't just play the request, all right? Don't just do them a favor. Make them work for it. They're drunk. Perfect example. Had a drunk person come up to me, right? Request a song, right? I don't remember what song it was. I'm not going to tell us like a story, okay? I'm just going to give you an example, okay? Let's say someone comes up and says, hey, you got to play Come On Eileen. This is like the bride and groom's one of their favorite songs, right? It's not on their playlist. And this happens every once in a while, right? You'll have somebody come up like, listen, this is literally this is one of our jams. And it's not on the list. And it's like, well, if it was their jam, I feel like it would be on the list, but maybe they just forgot. Maybe they just didn't want to give me too many songs. These are all possibilities. So usually if they say this is their jam, seriously, you got to play this, even if they're wasted, they're probably right. The song's probably going to work, right? So, all right, Come On Eileen. But don't just play it. Put the drunk person to work, okay? This happens to me. They come up. I'm like, all right, listen, I'll tell you what. I'll play Come On Eileen all day. I got you. But can you do me a huge favor? Can I give you a little mission? Literally say that. Can I give you a little mission? Their eyes should light up, okay? Most drunk people like missions, like I said. Their eyes should light up. What? Yeah. What's up? What can I do for you? Let me help you out. I'll help the DJ out. I'll be the DJ assistant. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, you'll see, right? Can I give you a mission? This is what I need you to do, okay? I need you, and then I'll point to anybody who's sitting down at the tables. I said, listen, when I drop Come On Eileen, I'm going to give you a signal. Signals matter, too. Signals, because it's like you're not just telling them. It's like you have a plan with them as well. Like we have a secret signal, right? So I'll be like, listen, I'm going to give you a signal. I'm going to give you the point. Bam, just like this point. Bam. You see that? You see it? Make sure, right? You got it, right? Bam. We got the signal down. Perfect. Right. That's the signal. I'm going to play Come On Eileen. I'm going to give you the signal. Bam. When I give you that signal, I'm going to need you to go to all this table, and especially this table over here, table 12. You see that with all those people? I need you to get all of them out of their seats. Say you guys have to dance bride and groom's orders. Okay? You got this? Oh, yeah, I got you. They'll do it. You would be surprised. Now you play the song. The song most likely is going to work. And now you got a drunk, obnoxious person getting all these people to get up. You'll probably get half of those people too. You know, they're going to be persistent. They're going to be, you got to get up. It's bride and groom's orders. They'll be ready. You know, put them to work, people. So many people sleep on this. Drunk people love assignments. They love missions. Try it at your next wedding. Try it at your next event, wherever you're at. Put them to work. You'll see. It'll work like a charm. But yeah, those are my drunk tips. So in case you guys ever, run into that.